just going to check.
Okay. I'm here with Rondster today. We have an open mic. Rondster's got pocket sixes here in the big blind, and his opponent has checked to him.
And I decided to feel my part, this particular person out, and I'm going to put a bet out there of $1 and see if we're going to get a call or a fold or a raise. And we get a fold.
That's right. That's right. And I don't. And the sixes that you had when you're in the big blind like that, I don't. Now you got two guys sitting out. You're playing three-handed. I don't like raising with the sixes like that because really you're looking to hit a six and try to get somebody's whole stack.
Correct. Well, I have a 7-3 here, and in the small blinds. I don't think it's worth playing, so I'm going to fold it out. Now, I could have gone against him.
Sure.
Because he doesn't know what I have. Now I have a 7-3 again, but now I'm on the button, and because I'm on the button and because it's three ways, I'm gonna put in a bet of $1.25. You got a caller, and now I'm in trouble. I noticed that he checked real quick, which sort of signifies to me that he probably has part of this. I don't think he would check that fast if he didn't have part of
What's
it.
your cards?
I have a 7-3.
Okay.
So I'm going to check here. Well, actually, if I check here, I'm going to bet. Okay, I'm going to bet because the reason why I bet was I have to see if he has the ace or jack. I had choices. If I check, I still don't know, and I'm guessing.
That's right. Anytime that a person checks to you, fire a bet out if it's heads up and see if you can just take it down. You'll find out. You don't have to do a full. Just do anything over the minimum, and you'll find out real quick.
All right, I'm again, I'm not in position. I've got a 10-3, which sucks, but it's just the two of us, so I'm going to call.
Okay. Now what happens if he comes over the top of you?
I will fold. I'll
Okay.
check fold. Now we have a jack 2-2. So as I look at this, the jack stands out in my mind as a card that he could have in his hand. I don't think he'd have a deuce in his hand, but I'm going to bet 50 cents and see what he does.
That's a minimum though. See again, that's not the bet you want to make there. You want to go between 50 and $1. You don't want to go minimum because people are gonna. I would take that as weakness and I'd come right over the top of you.
Correct. We also have to realize though that some of these people that I'm playing, I know them. I have notes on them. I can get away with certain things. I have an ace-5 here on the button. I'm gonna again. It's a strong hand for 3. I'm putting a $1.25 hit in there. I get a call in the small blinds.
Yeah, you got to remember that guy that called you was out of position. I don't like the fact that you're playing three-handed. It's hard to keep up with the rake and the blinds and make money at a table like this. You really got to dominate.
Right, and I'm hoping that we're going to get somebody that's either going to come in or one of these sitting out people will come back on.
Right.
Now we got to check on a 6-4-8 board. I have an inside straight draw. He's betting 281. I can't call. I'm folding.
I would too. Those of you that are in the chat that want to come into the table, if there's a seat like P. and D, if you want to jump in the table, if there's a delay on it, so you're not going to hurt anything, but you're welcome to grab a seat.
Okay, so here we have an interesting thing. I'm in the big blinds. I have a queen 10. I would love to defend, but I have a $1.25 bet. And while I think the queen 10 is not too tragic three-handed, I'm going to fold.
I think that you could go either way there, but you could always, Alchemist always on the button. If he's got anything, he's gonna raise and put the pressure on you. So I'm not saying you would have been behind too much there, but you could have been ahead.
Well, here I have again in the small blinds an ace-9, and I'm going to raise $1.
See, but that again is a min raise.
Right.
That's not a good thing to do. He's going to call you, and now you got nothing. Now you're going to have the continuation bet.
And I'm going to put $1.50 out.
It's a better bet. So he's got some of that.
Yeah, he does. And so I'm going to, I'm not going to continue here. I'm going to check on the turn to see if he's going to check with me. If he bets, I'm going to fold.
Oh, he's going to bet.
Yeah, and that shows me that he has the potential of queens, obviously, and he could have two pair. Um, so I'm going to fold this one and give it to him.
I love how you said you're going to give it to him. He's not taking it. You're just going to give it to him, right?
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm on the button with a 10-4. I'm going to let these two guys fight it out. I'm not going. I'm not going to go against them at this moment.
Sure. So tell me, you said the other day you were playing in this tournament. How did you make out?
So I played the 5,000 on Sunday at 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I did very well, played very well, and got to 15th position, where I picked up $60. Where I was short stacked and went in with probably an ace 8 or something like that, and probably I got hooked with an ace 10 or something like that, and I got knocked out. And it was unfortunate, but that's just the way things happen. Had I won that, I would have gone a lot deeper. But those are the things that happen with the variances. Sometimes you get lucky and you can make that hit and go deep, and sometimes it goes against you. But that's how I made out on Sunday.
Okay. Now to note that this table is a 50 big blind table. That means that even though it's a 25% 50, people can't sit down with $50. They only sit down with $25, which is the 50 big blinds. This guy's got 77 bucks over here that's just raising.
Yeah, no, interesting because I have an ace queen and I'm out of position, and I've got $1.25 bet and $1.25 call, and I am just going to take the flop and see if you agree or not agree.
No, I would have bet it at $6 or something like that. I would have come over the top of both of them. This short table, they're wide ranges, and you've got a monster. Even though you're out of position, you're gonna. But now because you called, it makes the whole thing different because you didn't show the aggression.
Yep. Okay, so that's something that sometimes I don't do because I get conservative. I want to see a flop. Sometimes I like to try to save the money, but obviously it puts me in a position of too passive, and it puts the other person in a position of some strength. Here he's saying that he's got a pair of eights, perhaps eights over sixes. That's a combination hand a lot of guys like to play. I'm going to fold it out.
Yeah, I would think that he might have ace 8 or he might have over pair or something like that to the board. But when you're playing 6-handed and 5-handed, most of the time somebody's sitting out here or leaving. Your hand like yours is a monster. So if they're raising in late position, you put them on king jack and you put them on ace reg. Your ace queen is a monster. You just got to bet it.
Okay, and that's something. What happens is, and I think that's a layover from playing tournaments to some extent. But by the way, I have a queen 4. I'm folding this out. But what it is in my mind is sometimes, and it might be the wrong thinking. Sometimes I feel that some of these guys will do this also with a pair of jacks, an ace king, where I could be far behind and decided to take the cheap route out and see a flop to see if anything flopped in my favor, and that could be a leak in my game.
It might be. We'll see if it comes up again. What your first inclination is to do, But just remember, if you're out of position and you're going to bet, whether you're first or you're after some other people, always bet more when you're out of position than you would normally bet if you were in position. You got to offset the pot odds, and you're going to be out of position for the whole round. So make sure people pay.
Okay. Well, I'm on the button. I have a $2 raise in front of me. I have a queen 9 of clubs. We're four-handed. It's not that weak, but when he's showing that much strength, I'm not going to play against him, even though I'm in position.
Absolutely. I wouldn't even personally, if I get a hand like that, I don't even hesitate. If that would have been Queen King suited, I might have hesitated to see if I really want to do something. But I think that those kind of hands will just get you in trouble, and you got to just wait 20 seconds. And now you see how that guy did too. The other guy went 8, and he ended it. He was out. You know what I mean? He was out of position. That's how you could have done it before when it was $1.50 to you.
Okay, so that's well taken. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys don't realize that when they play out of position and they play iffy hands trying to hit on some garbage, it's a leak because you spew out a lot of chips over a period of time, and then you wonder why you lose $50. I have a 10-6 of diamonds right here, and I'm not going to play it. I'm going to fold it.
Good idea. Good idea. 10-8, I would raise with it. 10-8 diamonds, I would raise with it in that situation. I would.
Absolutely.
No calling. No calling in this unless you're in the small blind or something like that. It's cheap, but just get the call button out of your mind when you're playing six-handed.
I think you're 100% correct. A lot of people like to just call. I mean, I do that error once in a while myself, but it's a leak. If you want to take advantage, you've got to do the betting. I have a Jack 8 here. I'm folding it.
Yeah, the guy was losing, said it was lame, and he left.
You said it was what was lame?
I don't know. Maybe he was restricted to only $25. I don't know.
Okay, so we have $1.50 and a raise of $7.50. There's nothing to think about. I have a 9-3 of clubs.
Yeah, but the thing to think about is, look, the guy in the small blind was the re-raiser of the late raiser. So if you're going to do it like he just did. That's a good demonstration. That's a second demonstration of how that works.
All right, so we're going to try that out right now. We have a button raise of $2. I'm in the small blinds, and I've got a pair of nines.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to, if I can get this thing to work. All right, here we go.
Five would be the low. I probably would have went six, three times his bet.
Should have been 3 times.
I would have been 650 here. I would have made him really think about it. He did anyhow because he was on a dead steal. But that's how it works, just like that. And you can do that when you don't have the cards. If you think the guy on the button's stealing, that's how you got to do it. But don't screw around and put a min bet out there or a min raise because they're going to call you and then you're not going to get anything.
All right, so in my defense, for what it's worth, I couldn't get the slider bar to work, and so I tried to print it in, and I just hit the first key to my left, and it came out $5. I'm folding a 3-5 here.
Okay.
But I would have made a 6. I do know that we should be making it at least 3 times.
There you go.
Okay, we got a 10-4. It's an automatic fold.
All right.
I'm not going to defend with that. A lot of people tend to try to defend too much on their big blinds and small blinds. I think that's a very bad mistake unless they've got, a decent situation to defend with.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And for those that's joining the video or coming into the chat room, today's the 24th of November. Happy Thanksgiving to you in the next couple of days. And listen, I'm here with Rondster. He's sitting at Full Flush Poker. And you could, if you don't have a Full Flush account, you can go to heartbeatpoker.com and download it from there and be in a group that has a lot of money added, prize added events and free rolls. So join us, won't you? And there's an early raise from Alchemist. A call from the button. Do you have anything?
I do have a King 10. I am in the small blinds, and I got a re-raise of $8. Now, I was originally thinking of doing the same thing myself, but since he put it in, it's going to preclude my thought.
That's right. But this is exactly what happened before with you. 125 bets, and then you called instead of made it $8. So let's see what happens when he makes it $8.
Mm-hmm. I believe he's going to get his folds. I don't believe Las Vegas.
Well, Las Cruces only called Alchemist 125. He didn't raise him, so he can't be that strong. That's what you have to go back and think. What did he do first? He called another raise. When you call another raise, you're saying that you really need help. So that was an easy one for Regent Mac to pick up.
Yep. And Regent Max is turning out to be a very decent player. He's taking advantage, and he's using the button. I'm in the small blinds with a 7-3 of hearts, folding it. It's quite interesting, though. Just going. Here's a re-raise, by the way, 850. So interesting to see what Regent Max is going to do with this $2 bet.
Well, there's the key to this is look at the size of their stacks too. 27 and 13 left for Alchemist. Does he really think that Alchemist is going to fold after he made that big bet? Hell no. So he better have something if he was going to call him.
2-4 of hearts.
See, now I like that hand. That hand I would have raised the button. I would have raised on the button. And if big cards came off, I would have made like I had big cards. If small cards came off, I would have been in golden.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's something to understand. I have here in the big blinds a 9-8. I can't call. I either got to raise or fold. I'm going to fold it out.
Okay, that's right. it's 50, probably 50-50 either way. But remember, you're playing shorthanded, and when you get the button and you have something that you can raise you've got to win some blind money without having a good hand, because you can't afford to pay all the blind money that you're paying right now. You're going to constantly be losing money.
Right, exactly. So we have an ace-10 here in the big blinds.
And when you're playing short-handed, ace-10 is almost like ace-queen, and you're playing four-handed, so it's probably, like ace-queen suited. Now, I wouldn't say it's ace-king, but I would say it's a pretty decent hand.
I'm raising up to $7. We'll see what he's going to do. I'm going to say that he's going to fold, but he makes the call. We didn't pick up anything, and now I have to figure out whether I want to make a continuation bet or not. But since he didn't come over the top on me, he just called. He could have an ace-queen or something like that. I'm going to make a continuation bet. $10.69.
He's looking at your stack of 483.
Yeah, he knows I'm not going to fold. Yeah.
That's right. Well, either all in, or he's going to see that you're committed to the hand completely, and that's what you got to have to do. Is if you fire those bullets, you can't check, or they're going to just fire them back at you.
A lot of people don't realize that stack size is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Not only important for you to know what they have, but it's so important for you to understand what you have, what they can see that you're committed, because that really, really hits them right between the eyes. I'm going to fold king 2 out here. I'm just talking, so that's why it took so long.
It's all right.
I'm on the button with a 7-4 hearts.
So what you should say to yourself, well, you're not first in, so you don't have to worry about it. So.
No, but if I was first in, I was going to take a stab at it.
That's right, and you would hit the pot button. Enough to influence them, but if they do something, you've only wasted $1.25. Okay, you don't have to go $2 like this guy is doing. If somebody comes over the top of him, he loses $2 because he's not calling somebody that goes 7 here usually. So don't do the $2 when you're trying to steal. Just $1.25 is plenty to do it with.
Okay. Yeah,
The pot button. That's it.
Yeah, it's well taken, because every 75 cents you're saving adds up to a lot of money.
It pays for another round of blinds.
Yeah. Yep.
It achieves the same thing at the table.
Quite interesting. It's just so interesting how you're playing cash with a short table versus a big table. Here I have a 7-2 folding it right now.
You gotta be careful now, because Las Cruces, unless he comes back, you're gonna be playing three-handed. Unless you win almost every pot, you're gonna lose money here because of the rake and because of the blinds. So just be careful. Now's the time you might want to look and see if one of the other 6-player tables has 5 at it, or a 10-player table has not. You know what I mean? See if you can jump tables.
Let me see. I got a 25-cent, 50-cent wider shade of pale.
You're on that.
Okay, that's on. Okay, so then I have the other ones are 10.25. Okay, and so far no go. I'm looking over here.
Does the 10.25 full?
Hold on. The 10.25 10 table is full. Looks like they're all full up. Everything looks like it's filled. I have a Jack 8 here, by the way, while I'm waiting for Regent Max. He folded to me, so I'll pick up the blinds. I'm still looking. The 10.25. Let's see here. This is interesting. I have a pair of kings. He raised $2. I'm going to do.
Think about it.
I'm going to do 6.
Think about it. You want him to fold?
No.
Okay.
I'll do 4.
Oh, Rondster.
Sorry. I just, you know what?
Think about when you got a big hand, you want to keep somebody in, not push them out. So don't bet as much when you have a big hand like that.
Right. So I have a king 3 here. I'm going to take this king 3 on the button, and I'm going to raise it up $1.25. and we got a re-raise.
Out of position.
Yeah. I'm going to. I'm actually going to check fold here.
No, you're just gonna fold.
I mean, I'm just going to fold, not check fold. Yeah, I screwed up on those kings because I was trying to do something, and then you're right. Do I really want him to fold? I was almost willing to take that chance.
Just calling him, yes.
Yeah.
And just let him continue. Let somebody that wants to be like that lead the pot. Long as an ace doesn't come out, you should be able to trap him.
Yeah, 10-2. I should have done just that. And again, sometimes, you're thinking of size, and you're not thinking in your head how the hand should play so that you can make that. It's a leap that I got to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
I got queen six of spades in the.
So it's 25 cents for $1.25. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah. Well, I'm
5 to 1.
Yeah. I'm going to raise it $1.13.
Oh wow! I thought you'd call for the quarter.
No, I'm not going to call.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a raise in. I'm out of position. I want them to think that I'm strong. Okay. And I'm going to continue bet here.
One opponent, full pot.
Okay. Oh, we got him anyway. Okay.
One opponent, full pot. If you want him out.
Okay. Okay.
If you want to go 3/4, that's fine, but most of the time it's full pot.
All right. I have an ace-9 on the button here. I'm going to pot it. We got a call.
Notice how fast you get the call. That matters too. There was no, now bet the pot fast. Don't waste your time. Speed matters on this thing. He stays, he's got the queen.
I don't believe he got the queen.
If he comes over, he'll tell you in a second. You're asking the question with the $3 bet. He's going to give you the answer.
Sure is. Goodbye.
Don't hesitate. When you want to put pressure on somebody, put pressure on them. That's
All
what
right,
the pot button used for.
We have an ace-queen here. We'll pot it. And we got another player coming in, so we're going to have more people, which makes it a little bit easier and nicer. Well, I don't know about easier, but nicer for sure.
Okay, get ready now. You got 2 callers.
Yep.
What are you going to do with 2 callers, 2 diamonds, 2 cards in the playing zone?
I'm going to pot it.
There you go.
Because if this guy's got diamonds, he might as well pay for it.
That's right. I mean, you could have made it 3/4, but then you're giving some people some little bit marginal odds to come in there. If one comes and the other one comes, and then you got 2 things you have to worry about: the person with the gut shot and the person with the flush draw, and who knows, they may have a 10 and then they get another card and get 2 pair. And
We have an ace-king in the small blinds. We get a call.
this guy's quick to call you.
Yep. We're going to go 3/4.
Think about it. Oof. Do you really want him out?
Well,
With that board, you should have went
I did it again,
maybe half. You got to think, do I want him out? Do I want to make more money from him? 3/4 is going to drive him off.
Yeah, you're right.
Half looks like a continuation bet that you missed. He may try to steal it from you.
Okay. And that's what this is all about, understanding exactly that, because it is something that I haven't been doing well enough, and it shows up. Too much excitement, overexcited.
Yeah, don't be in a hurry here. We got time.
Yep.
What'd you fold?
Oh, I'm sorry, 7-2 of diamonds.
Okay. See, a big old fish comes in.
Well, we have a king 5 on the button. We got a caller. And if Regent just calls, which I'm assuming he's going to raise, but if he just calls, I'm going to.
Okay, before you do anything, let me just ask you one thing. You've got a king 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
JR has called everything that you've raised. Remember, he just limped in.
Right.
You think he's capable of setting a trap, or you think he's not going to go away and you're going to be stuck with king five, you've got to consider who came in. You know, you just hit a button, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry, but yeah, it was getting
But
down to the
I
point.
would have folded that in a heartbeat.
Well, this is going to be interesting.
Why?
You would have folded that, and that's good to know. I mean,
King five, I would have folded once he came in because he's somebody you're not going to get out. You're kind of like wasting your time trying to get him out.
okay.
I mean,
Well, we got two checks.
yep.
I'm firing out. Was that big enough?
Well, yeah, you did raise a dollar pre-flop, even though it was a min raise.
Right.
You're saying you got an overpair to the board here.
Exactly.
See, I told you he's not going anywhere.
Yep. Well, he's going to check here, and he's going to see if I'm going to bet again.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not going to look. He's just going to try to take. He's got a 10. You don't think he has a 3.
Yep. Yep. You know, you're right about that. You know, looking at him, I got a queen king here.
You got to know your opponents.
Yeah, you definitely do, and I pride myself on doing it that way too. But again, you know, you just got to be more consistent.
Just make your bet. Make your bet. Don't run out of time.
Oh, I'm not gonna run out of time.
Okay.
I have time. I'm gonna make the $1.25 on a king queen. I like that hand.
Sure. But remember, an ace 3 is a favorite, 58-42. Don't just think the king queen is so golden. Any ace is ahead of you, so don't, put all your ducks in on the king queen thinking it's great. It's not great.
Absolutely.
It's good, but it's not great. And an ace,
No.
ace hits the flop, you're done.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Unless you have maybe a jack 10 flop.
Anyway.
See, that's 75 cents in the bank.
Yeah.
Got to do that.
I have an ace 2 of clubs. So the question is, do I want to raise him? Let's see. He's really out of position in first place under the gun. He makes the $2 raise. I'm going to fold out my ace 2.
Absolutely fold. Absolutely a fold.
Well, the old Ron would have popped it.
Well, you can, but he's in early position. That's different than when he was in late position. He made the $2 bet. Now he's saying he's got a big ace or something there. And so, what do you want to get involved with him? You're going to have to hit three clubs or hit 2 deuces or something, or hit ace deuce.
Yeah.
And the chances of that are slimmer. So you'll have no money invested in the hand. It's only ace deuce. It's not like you're throwing away ace 10 of clubs. You're throwing away ace deuce of clubs. All right, it's nothing. So if you got no money invested, don't feel bad about it.
Yep. I'm not feeling bad about it. I know that was the right move, but
I know, but people just say, "Oh man, I had a suited ace. I had to give it up." Big deal. It's nothing.
Yeah. And look at this board. Very coordinated, very wet.
Mm-hmm.
10-8 would fit right into that board.
I don't know. I wouldn't want with a board like that with 9-10 jack. You gotta feel somebody's got a queen, and there comes the king, or they have queen king to begin with. So that's a wet board. I wouldn't want 10-8 in that situation at all.
Yeah. Queen 10 queen ace would have been.
Well, he's in the big blind. I don't think it was. Yeah, it may have been raised. I think he might have queen jack or something like that.
Yeah. So he went reverse psychology with a small bet.
He got
at it.
no money.
I have a queen 8 of diamonds. That's an iffy hand, but we're
Listen to yourself. What did you just say?
Iffy.
Okay. What did you just say? Say it again.
Iffy.
Okay, that's enough times for you to get the impression. Listen to yourself. When you say to yourself, this is an iffy hand, it's going to get you in trouble. Just throw it away. Too many people are trying to play iffy hands. Yes, it can work. It can absolutely hit something. But the chances are slim, so it's iffy. Forget about the iffy hands and stop leaking money at the table.
Yeah, and I think you're always, your consciousness knows it, and it's always going against your gambling subconscious. And
Yep. Your gut knows. You've got to listen to yourself.
I know.
That's why I make clients all the time repeat it. By the way, for those of you that are watching here on Full Flush Poker, Rondster took me up on one of my holiday specials, and he's be doing 4 of these mic sessions. It was a great deal I offered. They're all taken right now. Everybody signed up for them and everything. I'll offer something similar, but not as great of a a value as this one. This was an awful good one, awfully good one, I should say, not awful. And those of you that follow me up at YouTube, it's Al Spath, 2 words. On Twitch, it's Al Spath all together, no space. So I appreciate that. And here we got a raise of 7 with 14 behind. Las Cruces goes to 14, saying he hit the set or he's got an overpair. And Big Old Fish did exactly what he should do. Get the hell out of there.
Get out of Dodge. I believe the guy might have also semi-bluffed. That was a great spot to do that.
I don't know. I don't know if that was a pretty big bet because Big Old Fish had a short stack.
7-4.
Yeah.
I know that I do that occasionally. I'll have 4 diamonds with 2 cards to come, and I might semi-bluff. But not everybody's me, so I can't look at that.
Under the gun.
Yeah, I mean, I got a Jack-4 in small blinds. That's going to be a total bust.
Yep. So when you're playing on a table like this, and welcome GL1, tell us where you're from, and glad to have you stop by. When you're playing on a table like this, it's only 50 big blinds, and you sit down with $25. Your goal is what? What is your goal when you sit down?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Well, my goal when I sit down is twofold. Obviously, I'm there to make some money. That's the number one goal. I'm there to play good and don't play iffy hands. I think those are my goals. I mean, I can't think of it any other way.
What do you try to win a certain amount of money? Do you play for a certain time?
Yeah, I'm trying to make at least double my money if it's possible. But small games, it normally doesn't happen that way. So if you end up, let's say, on a $25 roll, okay, and you end up with, $35, $40, and you put in, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and you have something else to do, I think that's cool.
Yeah, if you're making $15, $20 an hour, if you take it to the hour limit, so even if you want $15 in 45 minutes, that's $5 every 15 minutes. So you got to think that that's $20 an hour average that you're doing. So not many people out there get paid $20. Minimum wage is under $10. They're trying to get it up to 10 in some states and 15 in other states. So it's not a bad way to make money if you can play only 25 cent 50. I mean that's certainly a good wage.
Absolutely. Here we have a 10-2, so we're going to be folding that right out. We're talking about wages and everything, just to let everybody know out there that's listening. I had a friend of mine just apply to UPS, which obviously is going to be paying better than minimum wage. And for a driver, they pay $18.75 an hour.
Wow, that's pretty good. But they're hiring extras just for the holiday season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good money.
It's nice. All right, your share of cards came and went, and now you're in a little dry spell, but you just got to weather those storms and just pick up a blind here and there. Now there is an auspicious bet. Oh my goodness.
So the question is, why so big?
Well, I would think that he had as an ace jack deuce. You go back to pre-flop and see how he bet it and everything like that. I think he thought that maybe Chemist would come along with his $12 left. Sometimes you try to bully somebody with a big hand, hoping they think that you're trying to bluff it. But
again,
if you don't have more than one pair here, you don't want to go all in against somebody.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's just terrible. See, that little 50-cent bet's never going to get JR out. He did the same thing. You made a mistake before with the min bet. It's not enough.
Right.
Now he's stuck out of position against JR there.
Well, one thing is nice, and everybody that's watching, I hope you're picking up on this, which is what we're doing is we're trying to understand what each person's capable of doing. Who's loose, who's straight, who's tight, who bets right, so forth and so on. It's going to give you the edge you need.
And Rondster's got to make his decisions. I just try to make him aware of situations and questions to ask himself, and he's got to decide for himself.
2-4.
See that bet right there?
Mm-hmm.
It gets at least one call, if not two now. And Regent likes to go $6 here or something like that out of the blinds. He's done it out of the small blind or the big blind 4 times since you sat down that I remember. And let's see if he does it here or just calls. He just calls. So his hand must be really bad. So if his hand is really bad, the possibility of him having something like a 3-6 or a 2-6 is a possibility. He would check that. So let's just, we don't say he has a 6, but if he calls this bet, he's got a 6. Because he'd have bet the queen.
That's for sure.
So if he calls here, then we can say that he has a 6. And we, if we're on the other side of the table, we need to shut it down right away if we don't have it.
All right, so we might be defending here, Al. We have a big blinds of ace-4.
Mm-hmm. See what JR does. He just limps.
Let's see if Regent's going to raise out of the small blinds, and if he does, how much? Well, it looks like he's not going to do anything. So now the question is, if I raise, and we have a history of JR where he calls everything. So the question is a raise effective or not? I think that I have to raise because I have to let him know that I'm strong, and if I don't, I'm letting him know I'm weak. So even if he goes along for the call, I have to do it. Here I pick up a pair of 4s, and I'm going to continue the bet, see where we are, with a $2 bet. 3/4 pot.
He's got King 10 or Jack 10 or 10-9 or something like that, in my opinion.
That's for sure.
Wish he'd show it. Yeah. I would have never raised on that one with ace-4 because it was JR. Because you were out of position, I would have just taken the free card and just seen the flop. I would have not raised on that one because you put yourself in position, out of position to him, and that's not a good place to be.
Well, I have a 10-6 here. I'm going to fold, even though everybody just called. I don't see. Well, it's 25 cents more. You know what? I'm going to take the call.
5 to 1 on your money.
Yeah, I have to go with the pot. So we have a diamond-back flush, and we have a 10-6, so we have a possible inside straight. I'm gonna check. I'm not sure if I should check or bet. Yeah, this is where I get in a quandary, but I am going to check and see what they do.
Here's what I do, Rondster. When it's like that and it's kind of wet and there's cards that are touching it, I wait to see what other people bet. And if it's not an appropriate amount, then I check raise them a bigger amount and I push them out of the pot. That's what I do in this situation. You don't have to do that. I'm just saying that check raising out of the blind is a good idea sometimes. Oh, look at that. It worked. And I didn't even say do that.
No. But I knew enough. This is what happens a lot, you know. Sometimes you're not sure, and then the light bulb goes off. And so I knew enough to do that, and it was the right thing to do. I just took the shot at it because the dollar is so weak. The bet's so weak. It's just begging for that.
That's the whole idea, is that you give them an opportunity to tell you how strong or weak their hand is by letting them bet. If you'd have bet 275, you can't do that. You can't come over the top of them for $6 in that situation most of the time. But if he puts out an insignificant amount, you got the ability to go ahead and push him off and still get away from your hand in case he doesn't go away.
We have a pair of 6s here.
Just like jacks. Yep. He's going to call it. You know that. Oh, baby.
Unfortunately no, I don't want to dice him away, so what I'm going to do here, well, there's 2 hearts out. I'm going to go $1.38.
That's a good bet.
Oh, shit.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
I'm going to go 262.
That's a killer. That's the killer card right there.
Yeah, he bet 50 cents, which means he's got it.
Oh, any heart he's got. Oh, he doesn't have it. Oh,
oh my God.
All he had to do was bet more than that. Oh my God. You had to call it, but geez, that was the worst card of the deck for you.
Oh my Lord.
Hey, Dick Kripney, I see you in the chat. There's a seat open at the table. Just jump on in.
That was interesting because Al, for him to bet 50 cents, how could I not call? Any bet, I would have folded with 4 hearts.
Yeah, he stayed with a 10, ace 10 the whole way. He had hit the 10 early, but he never raised you. Well, he's the fish at the table. He's the
Wow,
guy you want to pay you off.
that's interesting. So he loves to go to the river. He's definitely a guy that wants to call everything.
Calling station.
He is a calling station.
And then when he pounces all his money in, he feels like he's way ahead. He feels like and you gotta get out of his way when he does that.
Wow, unreal. So I have a king two in a big blind, so we have to see what everyone else is going to do. I mean, if you're going to bet 50 cents, come on, guy. Jeez. But thank you. That helped the bankroll.
Yeah, because you had put a lot of money in the pot, and so did he prior to that.
So he's betting 50 cents, and he loves to call whatever I do. He's a calling station. I'm just going to kick this king two, and I'm going to call.
Check.
And I hit my king,
You meant check.
and I'm going to just check it out here.
No, I meant you checked because he had position.
Right.
Same thing as we had before. You didn't want to raise him when he had position, but now
He checked. All right, let's bet 3/4. May not be enough, but he loves to call everything, so I figured I'll just draw him in.
yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry, but let's go back to the beginning of that last hand. Did I do okay in just calling?
Which one?
The one that we just played.
King two, yeah, because he was on the button, and you don't want to raise him. If he's a calling station, you don't want to raise him out of position because you have nothing, and then you're always going to be out of position on every round. So it's best to call and see the flop and go from there.
I have an ace five.
Yeah, if you would have raised that last hand, I would have said that was, to me, wrong. Other people would say, hey, yeah, try to get him out, but he's showed no indications of going anywhere.
So I have an ace five. I get two callers. We got an ace eight six out there. I want to see where I am.
I don't like those half pot bets. I really don't like them. You didn't learn anything from that bet?
No. So I'm going to check the turn. See if he leads out.
Oh, he's definitely going to fire at you. I think he's going to go $6 or $7 at you.
Well, if he does, it'll be the right thing because I'm going to fold like a wet bananas. You know.
Yeah, see, I would have rather you taken a shot with him with a bigger bet, and then if he stays, you know your ace is crushed, or then, you know what I mean? If you're talking about an extra 50, 75 cents.
Yeah.
Instead of cutting and go a half pot bet, you should have went 3/4 or a pot, and then, you know, you tell him that you're strong.
Okay. I have a 9-5 here. I got big old fish, and I got what's his face here. Let me.
You're not obligated to do anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna fold it.
Remember, you're not obligated to do anything.
Right, 9-6, I might have considered it, or 9-7. 9-5 is just such a crappy hand. Now we're back down to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're down to 3. I have a jack 2 here in the big blinds. I'm not going to defend with this.
What we're going to do, Rondster, because the table's going to fall apart, I'm going to end the videotape if it falls apart, and then we'll finish up the rest of at another table, but we won't record it because it'll be a shorter time, okay?
Yeah, beds are burning. Let me see if that is up and running. Yeah, I can get on beds are burning. I'm going to go on that.
Okay. Click off your auto post at this whiter shade of pale so you don't automatically post again.
Right, I put sitting out and clicked off my auto post. I have a jack 9 here. I'm not going to take that $2 bet. He might be just doing that to see if he can just steal a blind, and then I guess we can go out of this table.
Well, you get one free hand coming.
Okay.
You got the button.
Yeah, I'll take the free hand. So we would have had a straight, open-end straight draw with a backdoor flush draw. That's an interesting hand. But you see, it would have cost me a lot of money, and the odds were that it wasn't probably going to come, and that's a leak that we don't want to get into. Screw up a lot of chips that way. Oof, nice bet.
So what's he gonna do against king, queen, ace, queen? He goes all in.
Yeah, he's got a nice hand.
He folds.
Uh, okay, I got a free hand here. Let's take a look and see what we're gonna get. I have an ace eight.
There you go.
We'll just pot it.
Now hit your sit out button.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna stay. Max is back. I don't know if you want to play four-handed or not.
Mm-hmm.
Big raise.
$4 re-raise. I'm gonna fold.
Okay, well, that's going to be in the session with Rondster. He's going to grab another table, and we thank you very much for coming by and seeing us today. Sal Spath, out.